buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course. You don't follow this.
Saying you know for a fact that that's what they did? I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
No, that's not
conservative in America. And I'm watching CNN, just for the straight middle of the road. That's what I hear for 15 minutes. It's great. And then Lonely Scott. It does look, and when you see the path, it does look like tokenism. It's kind of like the same as The View. It's like it's almost better to have nobody there.
Bill Maher is back in full wrecking ball mode, and this time his target was CNN's Kaitlan Collins. Her appearance on Real Time quickly went off the rails as Maher didn't just challenge her. He completely dismantled her arguments live on air. Here's where things started to unravel.
From a speech last night, it ended at 8:09, I guess 11:09 in the East. It wasn't until 11:23 till the one conservative guy, what's his name?
Scott Jennings.
This Lonely Scott, I call him.
David Urban was there too.
Wait a second. I watched from 8:09 to 8:23. They were just gushing about how great a speech it was. And I think she did fine. I didn't think it was as good as that.
Kaitlan began showering Kamala Harris with praise, calling her speech powerful and historic, almost like she was reading straight from a script. Sound familiar? It was the same polished narrative CNN had been echoing all week. To his credit, Maher gave Kaitlan a fair chance to set the record straight.
That tells you a lot, doesn't it? How do you guys think you were doing this in that arena of like, this is a terribly divided country, not only politicized, a lot of people just hate the other side. And CNN, in my view, should be the place where both sides can watch. How do you think
He asked her point blank whether CNN still values real balance or has simply become a mouthpiece for the DNC. It was a golden opportunity for her to defend her network with substance. But what followed was rough to watch. Maher, ever the seasoned host, let her keep talking, calmly allowing her to dig herself deeper before delivering one sharp, devastating punch of logic. Classic Maher.
Both sides can watch. And I think, my show is evidence of that. We have lawmakers on from both parties. We'll have Elizabeth Warren on one night. We'll have Ted Cruz on another night. I think lawmakers from both parties should take questions and you should push.
Collins, brimming with the confidence of someone rarely challenged outside a CNN panel, confidently claimed that CNN is entirely impartial. She even name-dropped Ted Cruz and Elizabeth Warren as proof of balance, as if tossing two opposing names into the mix magically creates objectivity. She insisted the network gives equal time to both sides, but anyone who's watched for 5 minutes knows that's laughable. Maher's reaction said it all, that trademark, "Oh really?" grin just before he pounces. Within moments, he dismantled her argument, exposing the bias baked into every so-called balanced panel. You could feel the energy in the room shift. Kaitlan's talking points were crumbling fast.
In America, and I'm watching CNN, just for the straight middle of the road. That's what I hear for 15 minutes. It's great, and then Lonely Scott. It does look, and when you see the path, it does look like tokenism. It's kind of like the same as The View. It's like it's almost better to have nobody there, like MSNBC, than that.
Then Maher went straight for the jugular. He reminded Kaitlan that during CNN's coverage of Kamala Harris's rally, conservative panelist Scott Jennings was so outnumbered he could have filed for disaster relief. Maher quipped that it looked like one conservative surrounded by a firing squad of woke liberals. The joke landed because it hit close to home. CNN's version of balance, he said, is giving a lone conservative a few minutes of airtime before burying him under interruptions. That's when Kaitlan's composure started to crack, her confidence slipping as Maher laid out how CNN masks partisanship behind a thin veneer of fairness while relentlessly pushing its left-leaning narrative.
You'd say it's better to have nobody there than also lament the fact that you don't think the conservative guy, Scott Jennings, who is great, and we have him on my show all the time, spoke up early enough. I think it was a Democratic convention, a turn to Democrats, people like David Axelrod, who ran successful presidential Democratic campaigns first, for their analysis of this. And I don't think that you could say that CNN is anything but fair. Look at, we covered President Biden's exit from the race very closely.
Then came the most unintentionally hilarious moment of the night. Kaitlan tried to argue that CNN's coverage is balanced because her conservative family watches her show. Seriously, that was her defense. My family's Republican, so CNN can't be biased. Maher could barely contain his laughter. He pointed out that family loyalty isn't the same as journalistic integrity, They're probably tuning in out of love, not because CNN has suddenly turned into a pillar of neutrality. It was the perfect takedown, sharp, funny, and absolutely devastating.
I'm from a very red state. I have a very conservative family. A lot of them are Trump voters. They watch my show every night, and I think they know that they can trust me, that, you know, we call on every side, not just whatever leaning our audience may be, and I think that's something that people actually want.
Maher closed with a knockout punch, likening CNN's lopsided panels to a rigged game show. One contestant gets the mic while 5 others control the volume. He called out how the network's 2020 election coverage devolved into a non-stop anti-Trump infomercial, while stories about Biden and Hunter were buried faster than bad ratings. Maher didn't hold back. The media's double standard, he said, is the real national embarrassment, and pretending it doesn't exist is pure delusion.
One who was speaking last night, it's not like they were all Democrats. I mean, Dana Bash, Jake Tapper, Abby Phillip, all my amazing colleagues.
They come across
giving
that way.
analysis.
They come across that way. In a moment like that. It was.
Of course you don't, but you're sure that's exactly what happened. I don't know what they did. I know because you only watch MSNBC. By the end, Caitlin Collins's defense of CNN's neutrality had completely collapsed. From her token conservative talking point to the laughable "my family watches me" claim, she delivered a masterclass in denial.
Bury the Hunter Biden.
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course, you don't
but
follow
I'm
this.
saying you know for a fact that that's what they did. I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
Bill Maher's sharp wit and relentless logic left her visibly rattled, exposing the very bias she was desperate to deny. It wasn't just a rough night, it was a wake-up call for anyone still clinging to the idea that CNN is truly neutral.